So welcome to our full moon meditation from me, Ellie Latrobe, here in West Cork, Ireland. Just about to rain here, can just about make the full moon out. And again, as I love to remind people, oh, where's it gone? The full moon is a reflection of the sun. So it's the sun's energy that we are focusing on. So I'm going to come into the light. Welcome. So this meditation today is all about letting go. And for those of you who know a little about astrology, the Piscean time is the time of sacrifice. It's the time of forgiveness. It's galvanized by love and endings. So love is what we've all come out of, and love is what we ultimately go back into. It's like the primeval soup of life is actually love, and from love come all of us individual souls, which have with it that magnetic potency that is soul nature, that has individualized from this collective soul. And we, within that individual nature, have an individual purpose and an individual dharma. Now, every full moon is the time that the way that I teach and the way that my philosophy works, I will be addressing this polarity between the two opposite signs. So for many of you who are used to meditating upon a full moon, you will be thinking about the full moon being in Virgo. Now, the Virgo is the opposite of Pisces. So the sun currently in Pisces, but then opposite it is the constellation of Virgo behind where the moon is. So from the earth, when you look at it, that's the moon looks like it's in Virgo. And this polarity between Virgo and Pisces is really what we are working on today, creatively through our meditation. And actually, when we look into the wider world, it's what we're going through collectively. It's a real time of reaping what we've sown fully. So it's a real full cycle of karma. This is if Virgo is, realizing our dharma and perfecting and getting the systems in place so that our dharma can really be fully expressed. And when I use the word dharma, I mean purpose. Let's call it purpose. But the counter side of this is that through our lifetimes before, there has been actions that we've taken that then have a cause and effect consequence through the lifetimes afterwards. There's nothing we can do about it. But the letting go and leaving the attachment to good or bad, to any identities we hold about who we are, what we should look like, what jobs we should hold, how we should live our lives, what we should buy or not buy, all of these things that kind of define us, the structures around us, the systems that we create, society, that ultimately create the world. So on a very grander level, Pisces is the time when all of one previous chapter or one previous books, all the ends are tied up. So we have a closure, a time of closure. And in this time of closure, we dissolve everything. We are really trying to just render ourselves blank, just back to the abstract love field, primeval soup of life and love, and then at some point this will was created and individualized. All these 7 types of souls that we've talked about in Aquarius, with these soul groups of purpose, and then within each group, each of us have our individual purpose within which to create in our life. But in each cycle, we need a point of closure. there is no real death, there is only constant change. So we are constantly moving through our days, through our weeks, through our years, through our lives, and through our lifetimes. And through each of them, we grow, we learn, and we hopefully let go of some of that old karma, the stuff that is weighing us, that's keeping us in the past, keeping us in behaviors that no longer work for us, that keep us in a place where we actually don't need to be anymore. And it can be a really painful part of the cycle, like just like death in our um, in our lifetime is a painful one when we experience it with loved ones and people we cherish dearly. And I do love that quote that, grief is like it's love that has nowhere to go. Whereas if we connect to this higher sense of love, that love is eternal, that love goes on forever. But that feeling of love not being able to go somewhere causes this grief and causes this fear of separation and pain and hurt. And it can be a lifetime, it could be a loved one, but it could also be a part of our identity. And each of these at some point comes to an end, how we perceive who we are. So this meditation today is really to help us let go of any perfectionism, which is a real negative side of Virgo, is to let go of a lot of structures and systems just for this moment, just to feel who we are again and connect to the greater source of love, which we are all part of. So I could say a lot more, but I think we should begin. So if you find yourself a comfortable position and sit yourself up nice and tall. If you need to do a little bit of movement before you sit down for meditation, do, pause the video if you're watching this not on the live stream and come back into a nice comfortable position. So closing our eyes and coming into the breath. Take a big inhale and exhale through the nose. Grounding down through your sits bones, through the base of your spine, lifting up through the crown of your head. Maybe just allow your palms of your hands to be turned down. And as we ground down through those sits bones, see if you can feel the ground beneath you. Observe where in your physical body you have any tension and try and soften and let go. See if you can get the breath even, coming in and out through your nose, even up the length. And if you're finding that you're finding it hard to concentrate right now, see if we can work by making a little intention, resolve to find a place to sit steady, for our body to be comfortable, for our emotions to aspire to clear, for us to look upwards, and for our thoughts to clear, to allow us to see the bigger picture. And as you set this intention, maybe even feeling your eye gaze turning inwards and upwards, up through the crown of your head, and then ground down through the spine into the ground beneath you. From the ground beneath you, drawing up the breath up through the spine, up through the crown, up to the infinite source of light above us, and back down, feeling that white light flowing through the crown, down through the spine, and down into the earth beneath you. Keeping that for a moment, flowing down and up with your breath, rooting with that exhale, grounding into the earth, and inhaling up through the crown of your head, lengthening the spine, aspiring to grow more than you know is possible. Feel that light permeating down through your whole being, keeping yourself steady in that light. Watching that breath flowing down, grounding you. And the symbol of Pisces is the fish swimming in opposite directions. From spirit to matter, from matter to spirit. And they're connected by a cord. And here lies the greatest learning of this time. To keep ourselves in both places at once, neither rejecting our physical nor our spiritual, but managing to exist in both and keep the connection throughout our daily lives. And with that breath up and breath down the spine, that connection upwards to your highest spiritual self, and down into your physical body, and deeper into the earth. And between these polarities, where this cord can be established is in our heart, is with our soul, our individual soul, which has a magnetic quality to it. See if you can feel the magnetism of your soul through your heart. And feel how it connects to other souls. Keep that light connection through the crown, down through the spine into the earth as you focus in your heart. And feel the magnetic force in your heart. Connecting outward to your community, to your soul group, to humanity, grounding and connecting with each breath. And as you focus in your heart, feel that love. Now, this word love, I know triggers lots of people. I'm not talking about a fluffy concept of love and happiness. This is the love of consciousness. This is the love of our soul. This is the love that draws things together, that binds, that holds, that magnetizes, that colors, that creates the world. Love forgives the past. Love lives in the present. Love is unconditional of what identity you hold. As you feel that magnetic quality of your heart, that love expanding and connecting to all those people in your local community, in your social circle, in all of the places that you frequent, to all of the people in your country or in your nation or in the world. And you have an innate connection because they all came from the same one thing. And that one thing was love. And from the heart, with that connection, rise up to your head center where light is known. Feeling that white light separating into 7 colors through the crown into body. Feeling drawn to one color, draw that color down through your body. And if you're finding trouble with that, just take white or the full spectrum of the rainbow. And feel that color permeating, radiating through every atom in every cell of your body. And now getting a little active with our meditation. We're going to clear with our breath, with our awareness, clearing the emotions that lead us into fear with trust. Clearing the emotions that feel make us feel guilty or shameful, with love and forgiveness. Clearing the emotions of anger through both love and forgiveness. And also transmuting that anger into courage to take action, to make changes, to step into the unknown, to do things a little bit differently. And sadness and grief, transmuting this into love and wonder. This thing we call life. How short and yet how timeless. And allowing that love which got stuck to flow. Feel it connect beyond the boundaries of a physical body. And finally, any emotion that resembles disgust, letting it go with the exhale. Letting it be transmuted again into wonder, curiosity, into love and forgiveness. And with each exhale, letting go a little more. Inhale fully, exhale completely. Inhale fully, exhale completely. Inhale fully, exhale through the mouth. And into your mind, taking a breath into your mental body, your lower mind, your rational mind, and clearing away with each exhale any thought that's distracting you. Taking away any construct of what's good or bad. In terms of identifying ourselves or categorizing ourselves. I'm not suggesting letting go of a moral code. In fact, through connecting to our higher self, our moral code gets stronger and more certain. So we let go of those constructs of who we think we are, those roles we play in our life. And we see if we can connect beyond all of those boundaries and limitations of those names, just to our hearts, just to the light that flows through us, just to the will that actively, intelligently creates things. Feeling the vibratory quality of you. Letting go with each exhale. Letting yourself be free for a moment. Free from it all. Free from the baggage that you carry. Free from the role that you play. Even free for a moment for the body that is your vehicle of expression and of experience. Eye gaze inwards and upwards. Feel that vibration. Feel that vibration. On a deeper level, letting a softening happen. Let the baggage of the DNA flow away. Letting the baggage of karma be dropped. Letting it go. Letting things close. Letting things end so that a new beginning can start. For ourselves individually, in our relationships, and as a collective. As we start to perceive ourselves, even just for a glimmer, as the infinite part of existence, note to yourself to look at other people in the same light, the same love, have the same will. It's just the apparatus that they have to perceive this is different, is unique. As each of us have different journeys to go on, different purposes, different baggage to work on and to let go of. Keeping your connection still to your sits bones. Don't let yourself completely fly off. But inhale, expand a little more, feeling that greater connection. And from that place, take a breath. Exhale, let go what's ready to be let go of. Take a breath. Clear away what's ready to be cleared. take a breath. Create space for the new. Watching the breath flowing back up and down your spine again, grounding through the sits bones, reaching up through the crown, feeling the body's weight on the ground or on a chair. And then back to your heart. With that awareness of love, forgive, surrender. Rubbing your thighs a little bit. Take a big inhale, exhale through your mouth. Softly open your eye gaze just a little bit. And just become aware of the room that you're in and the sounds that you're hearing, the tastes in your mouth, and the things you can hear without judgment. And then as you rub your legs, the feeling of touch. And then just take a little movement. And as you move, see if you can find and remember that connection back to that more abstract place. And can you make a mental note to yourself for the future? How to connect to that when you're in the queue at the supermarket or in your car or walking the dogs, picking up the kids from school. Is there a way that you can remind yourself that there is no end, true end? There is merely cycle. There is sacrifice, there is surrender, there is change. There are phases of letting go over and over again as we learn and as we grow. And when you feel ready, rub your hands, just balm your eyes and rub your face. Feel the sensations of touch on your face and see how you feel. So if you need a bit more time to ground, I'd recommend taking your shoes and socks off and just having a little bit of a grounding meditation, walking around, feeling the sensations of your feet on the ground, even tapping your legs, getting yourself into your body. And this is exemplifies some of the imbalances of Pisces that we can see over this time, and also people who have Pisces prominent in their chart, their birth chart. A kind of a disparate, abstract feeling that is that connection to their higher self, but there's a struggle to understand, and through that struggle, a wantingness to kind of maybe hide or numb oneself from it, which leads to a bit of hedonism or alcoholism or use of drugs. And really the learning from Pisces, instead of losing ourselves in this, it is fear, actually, a fear of the unknown, because a lot of Pisces people are really sensitive. And when we're in this time of year, we can also, regardless of whether we have Pisces in our chart, feel very sensitive to the world around us, and a desire to drink a little bit more, numb a little bit more, watch a little bit more of trash TV. So if you are one of these people who are being drawn into fear, I mean, with current times at the moment, probably all of us are that way. We need to find other ways of channeling that, doing something different. I'm wearing a coat today because myself and some friends ran into the cold March Atlantic Sea, dancing, things that are dancing but it's not with structure. So free dance, barefoot dance without alcohol. So we're finding that kind of natural high, if you like, but through our own creative movements or through doing something different. So get out there in the fresh air, get grounded, walking, fresh air, keep yourself well nourished with good foods, and just prepare for the new. As Aries starts very soon now, we can start getting going. We can plant the seeds outside, and we can start nurturing them and growing new things. This phase will pass. It's painful, it's hard, and this whole year is likely to be fairly challenging and tough on all of us. So we all need to up our game in terms of our awareness levels, observing our emotions, our thoughts, and creating conscious responses and not reactions. So I'll leave you with that, and I'll see you soon for the next meditation. I'm hoping to bring out a few online workshops, and I am probably setting up a new Patreon account for people who'd like to know a bit more about the stuff I'm talking about. And I will be bringing new modalities and ways in which you can find out about yourself a little bit more in hopefully more accessible ways. So watch this space.